Hey everybody, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. Today we're talking about DFARS, NIST SP 800-171, and CMMC. How to implement tough security requirements while facing internal resistance during implementation. Things like multi-factor authentication, application whitelisting or blacklisting. We know it's been tough dealing with those things and trying to get them rolled out. Resistance from managers, resistance from executives, resistance from end users. How do you deal with it all? In this video, I'm going to tell you. So hey, if you're a defense contractor who's feeling overwhelmed, tired, and alone, trying to understand all of this DFARS, NIST SP 800-171, and CMMC compliance stuff, I've got great news for you. You found your home here at On-Call Compliance Solutions, where we can help you transform into your company's on-call compliance hero. Let's get into it. So, why does security get pushed back? Why is it that when we're trying to help end users and companies be more secure and follow compliance controls that we kind of catch a lot of flack, if you know what I mean? Well, let's face it, no one loves change, especially when it feels like it adds friction or inefficiency. When you're asking employees or stakeholders to adopt security measures like multi-factor authentication or application whitelisting, the reaction can be, well, less than enthusiastic, even though they're the ones that put you up to it. Maybe it's, why is this necessary? Or this slows me down. Or it doesn't work right anymore because I've got to, bring my phone to work and use multi-factor authentication or bring a CAT card or who knows what it might be. But you know what? Ultimately, nobody likes extra security in place. But here's the thing. Cyber criminals don't need much time to breach your systems, all right? And the federal government knows it, and that's why they've mandated this and made it literally required by law. One weak link, a password stolen through phishing or unauthorized access to a dangerous application, can wreak havoc on your operations. Implementing multi-factor authentication and whitelisting isn't just about meeting compliance requirements, it's about protecting what you've built, your business. And, of course, CUI, or controlled unclassified information, the stuff that the DoD gives you that isn't public and they really want you to protect. So let's talk about addressing the why, right? Because as I always like to do when I'm explaining things, if you don't understand the why we're doing something, sometimes it's really hard to want to follow it. Well, first off, addressing the resistance head on by answering the question on everyone's mind. Why now? Why do we have to do this? Why this method? Well, make it relatable. For instance, you could say, imagine locking your house, but leaving the windows open. Multi-factor authentication is like locking both doors and the windows, but application whitelisting is making sure only trusted guests can actually come inside the front door. And examples like that can really help end users and executives understand why this stuff is actually important, because most of them, let's be honest, they don't know that. They're experts at something else. Next, use data to show the stakes. According to recent studies, multi-factor authentication blocks 99.9% of automated attacks. I gotta tell you, that's pretty awesome. Multi-factor authentication has been a revelation in security, and it's really brought us a long way from the time when it was just a username and password that was required. The application whitelisting prevents unauthorized software from compromising your systems, a critical safeguard as well. So between application whitelisting and multi-factor authentication, I know those are ones that we see our clients giving a little bit of pushback on, but ultimately by whitelisting applications, and I know you can blacklist them too, but by whitelisting, it's a massive, massive safeguard because now nothing can execute unless somebody on your team actually says, yes, this is okay to execute. Now, a couple practical tips for implementing multi-factor authentication. First off, give people choices. Offer flexibility. Let employees choose between app-based authentication, hardware tokens, or text-based multi-factor authentication like an SMS text message. When people feel they have options, well, they're more likely to buy in. So it's not, hey, do you want to go to multi-factor authentication? It's, hey, we're going to multi-factor authentication. Would you prefer a hardware token? Would you prefer a message sent to your phone? That can sometimes make it a little bit easier to get it rolled out. Now, another one is simplifying the experience. Use systems like single sign-on or SSO with integrated multi-factor authentication. Tools like Microsoft Entra ID, which we're obviously huge fans of here at On-Call, make adoption smoother by reducing the number of logins. Next, educate with empathy. Host a session where you explain how multi-factor authentication protects not just the company, but their personal information too. Make it interactive, make it personal, and field questions and demonstrate how all of this works. Next, overcome challenges with application whitelisting. Application whitelisting can feel restrictive to employees. They go to run a program that they're used to, all of a sudden there's an update and somebody's got to approve it and make sure it's safe. But here's how you can ease that transition. Automate as much as possible. Use tools with dynamic whitelisting capabilities to reduce manual work. For example, machine learning-based solutions simplify this process. Now, we're huge fans of Threat Locker here at OnCall, and we roll it out to every client that will possibly accept it. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, yes, there are some inconveniences when it comes to application whitelisting solutions. Certainly, you can do an application blacklisting solution where you just say, look, we're going to blacklist specific solutions. That is permitted under 800.171, but we really strongly advocate for whitelisting. And yes, there is a little bit of extra overhead that comes with doing whitelisted applications, but the reality is it's so much more secure because now you don't have anything running on the systems except what you know to be okay. Next, pilot before rollout. Test whitelisting with a small team and use their feedback to refine policies. When others see it working, they're most likely to get on board. Keep communication open. Explain what's being whitelisted and why. Use simple language like, we're allowing X because it's essential. We're blocking Y because it could open the door to malware. Or leveraging OnCall's expertise. You can do that too. Still facing hurdles? That's where OnCall Compliance Solutions can step in. With our virtual compliance officer service and our managed IT services, we can develop tailored security policies for you, manage and monitor multi-factor authentication adoption and application control, and provide live training to your team. Our team has been through this before. We've got the tools, templates, and the expertise to make this transition smoother for you and your team than ever thought possible. And just a little bit of sort of experience talking here. I will say sometimes when it's a third party like OnCall rolling these things out, look, you can blame it on us all you want. It's really because you have to be compliant. But sometimes it just helps to have a third party roll out the complicated stuff like MFA and whitelisting and just let us handle it because they're not you, and then they can be happy with you and we can play bad cop. We'll be bad cop, you be good cop. How about that? Now, here's the good news. Together, we're all going to get compliant. Because at OnCall, we take defense contractors just like you who've had this compliance stuff dropped in their laps and teach them how to become OnCall compliance heroes. We eliminate the gaps and gray areas, showing you how to leverage compliance as your secret weapon to land more defense work with higher profit margins. Looking for more help getting compliant? Visit CMMCComplianceSecrets.com or check out the description below for links to get help right now. Not later, right now. And if you're struggling out there trying to figure out how to roll out the solutions you already know need to be there, no worries. Give us a call, see how we can help, and we can help walk you through it. And maybe just be a simple, easy third party that everybody can like and trust and allow you to do the fun stuff like helping users. If you love the content we're putting out here for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button. It means the world to us. And definitely Hulk smash that subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. All right, stay safe out there and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to compliance and information security. And I'll see you on the next one.